part of her struggles were salah. In her break, she would go under the flight of stairs in a dark corner and quickly dress and pray as quickly as she can and come out. And I was saying to Allah, I forgot what I was trying to read in salah, and saying, oh Allah, help me so he can't see me. He doesn't see me. He says, what were you doing? I was praying, I want to see you in my office. You can imagine what happened. Her heart sank, everything, whatever. Wallahi, she went to the office. I give you a true story, a very true story. A brother in America, this was very recent. A brother told me that he was from Nigeria, right? He visited the States and he stays at a certain place. And he says, every time I go there, there's a girl. And this is an elderly man and he's a very religious, responsible person, dignitary. He says, whenever I go there's a girl and she's very polite and we get talking and discussing religion and faith and so on, whatever. And what happened is, at one of his visits, she said, guess what? I'm a Muslim. She had declared a shahada. What had lit it? The guy. This dignitary who kept coming, he lit the flame of asking, finding out, and she was so convinced with Islam. She's this girl, American, and she decided, I'm becoming a Muslim. When this guy came and visited one of the times, she says, I'm a Muslim. And part of her struggles were salah. Because she's in an environment where she has no place to pray. So she decided what she did, like I say, make the most of whatever your circumstances are, do your best. In her break, she would go under the flight of stairs in a dark corner and quickly dress and pray as quickly as she can and come out and back at the reception where she works. Every time she prayed, she hoped and prayed that no one saw her because it would be trouble. Anyway, this guy came back a third time and she says, guess what? Something amazing happened. What happened? She says, one day my boss actually came at that time when I was praying and I was saying to Allah, I forgot what I was trying to read in salah, and saying, oh Allah, help me so he can't see me. He doesn't see me. He doesn't see me. You know, protect me from him in whatever way you can, because she'd lose a job, right? And to her surprise, the boss, after the girl finishes, says, what were you doing? I was praying, I want to see you in my office. Oh, come on. You can imagine what happened. Her heart sank, everything, whatever. Wallahi, she went to the office. And she sat down quietly. He says, what were you doing there? He says, I was praying. He says, what are you praying for? She says, you know, I'm now a Muslim. And so we pray 5 times a day and I was doing my prayers and so on. The boss said, I'm a Muslim too. From today on, you don't pray in that corner. You come to my office and you pray here. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. And this is a true story. And when I heard this, you know, like my hair, like stood on end. And I'm thinking to myself, imagine how Allah saved her. But that doesn't happen with everyone. Some people have lost their jobs because of whatever. So what you could do is do the best given your circumstance. Ask Allah to alleviate that for you. Ask Allah to grant you an alternative. Keep praying to Him every day. 6 months will pass, a year will pass, something will happen that will be a miracle. And Allah will give you that opening by His will and His mercy. By the will of Allah. Again, these are the real struggles of people who want to practice, not just reverts. Anyone who wants to practice, and they tell you, you know what, I became practicing and I really have a major problem because of so-and-so and so-and-so and this. I know of a sister who told me, I wear my hijab, but I just have to make it into a bit of a fashion statement so that it looks like it's not actually the hijab. What's your comment? I said, I have no comment. You know what's right and wrong. Your circumstances, I don't know them. And if you're doing the best according to you, and inshallah, you're going to do better and better and better, I pray that inshallah it will get to the ideal. Everyone knows this is not ideal. I mean, hijab is not worn for fashion, but it's worn in a decent way. It should look nice. It should look, you know, something that's presentable, something that's that doesn't make you feel inferior or something. No, you're just a lovely human being who's trying to practice their faith. Please quit it. because there's an alternative. But if not, and this is your means of survival, and this is the way that you are, basically we need to pay rent. Nobody's going to come up in the masjid and say, right guys, everybody who's got a job where there's a little bit of haram, come here and collect 5,000 quid from us every month and that's it. It doesn't happen. It's never going to happen. It's a fairy tale. So those people who say, no, do this, don't worry, Allah will provide, Allah will provide. It's true, Allah definitely will provide, but Allah's given you common logic.